Ọlọ́run ìwò.
I hate lowballers. Every hub you join is filled with lowballers, all trying to buy your stuff. And this is good and bad. Because of these lowballers, you can sell your gear for quick and easy coins without having to deal with auction taxes. But it's also bad. Because of these lowballers, new players have no idea what to do, because when they first join Hub 1, all they see is this. And this makes it incredibly difficult for new players to learn how to play the game from other players. But even though we all hate lowballers, we all know that we just need them, because we all have that piece of gear which we just need to sell to buy the next upgrade. And lowballers just make that quick and easy for you. And I will admit, I've lowballed in the past. And that's why I'm going to be teaching you how to lowball too. As much as I hate these guys, it makes a lot of money. That was fucking sick. First thing you want to do is set up a place for you to lowball. This is quite simple because all you really need is something like this. Even though I didn't use this, you could have it set up exactly like this just to lowball. And first thing you want to do with a setup like this is set your spawn location and your guest spawn location. The way you do this is find the block that you want your guests to spawn in when they visit you and type in set guest spawn. So now every time a guest visits you, they'll spawn on this block. Then next thing you want to do is set your own spawn. And this is simple. You just do this by typing in set spawn. Then I would get my alt on to do an example on the guest spawning in, but you could take my word for it, it works. Then next thing you want to do is put up signs. This is how people visiting you will know your rules on what you buy and what you don't buy. These two signs I'll get into later, but for example, when I did lowballing, I didn't take any cakes. But these signs can vary from person to person because there's always something that you'll know more about than something else. Also, make sure to have a booster cookie active so you can check the auction house without going to hub. Lowballers who have to go to the hub to check prices on the auction house look fucking stupid. But before I teach you how to lowball, I'm going to tell you about all the common scams that could come up whilst you're doing it. One of which is item swapping. This is when a player puts in the item which you're actually trying to buy and replaces it with a different item which looks similar last minute to try and scam you out of your coins. Next one is manipulated items. This one is a lot less common, but can still happen. There's a few ways that you can scare off people like this. You can put down signs saying, I have mods and I could tell if you're going to scam, or I check sell history. But both these signs kind of mean the same thing. So whenever a person comes to my island, I use a mod and check the sell history. And this is how I do it. I hover over the item and press P. Then I have options along the top to show the hour, day, week, and month. So I can see how the price of this item has been fluctuating over this time period. But the main one that you want to check is the past hour. And if there's a massive increase in price, do not buy it. These are the main two scams that come across when you're trying to lowball. There are other ones, but those aren't as common. But just make sure when you're lowballing, don't buy anything that you're not comfortable with, and don't buy anything off the auction house. But now we've got that out of the way, now I'll teach you how to lowball. So first thing that you want to do is go to the hub selector. These are the three main hubs that you want to be targeting to promote your lowballing. So we'll go to hub 1. We'll go to hub 1. We'll go to hub 1, we'll go to hub 1, we'll go to hub 1, we'll go to hub 1. So once you're in hub 1, you want to make sure that your message stands out from everyone else's. So as you can see, people are just putting LB 400 mil, visit me quick, the extra lines, all that stuff. And you just want to make yours stand out from the rest. Your messages stand out a lot more when you have something above VIP, but it's purely optional if you want to spend more money on this game. So I'll show you the message which I usually put in chat to lowball. This is just a quick example message of what you can do. So you make these little dividers with like an exclamation mark with like weird brackets around it, just around each thing to just gain more attention as a whole. Then you put lowballing, the amount that you're lowballing, and purse is optional. Put come visit, then normal rules, just kind of, it means no skins and no minions, pretty much. And once you send this, you realize if you try and send it again, you can't say the same message twice. So you have to put something else quite quickly, like lowballing, 300 mil, purse. Then you could do another one, then LB, 300 mil, just to gain more attention. Fuck. Also, I wasn't actually trying to lowball. I was doing an example of chat messages. So when it comes to actually lowballing, some people like to use percentages depending on the item that they're actually buying off people. So I did the reasonable thing that anyone would do. I skimmed Discord servers for lowballers promoting their services and their percentage rates, and collected all that data together, then ran it through a complex calculating software, ChatGPT, to find the average amount that lowballers were using. Holy fuck. And this roughly came out to 7 to 18%. But then I later found out I could just visit someone to find out the exact same thing. But my way was better anyways. But using percentages isn't necessary, and it isn't really clear what percentages you should use for lower and higher priced items. So it's mostly down to opinion, but just no matter what, make sure that you're making a few mil profit at least. But on expensive items, you can make tens of millions. But now we've got those parts out of the way, let's actually lowball. So I'll start off with what I said earlier in the video about chat messages, and I'll be switching between hub 1, 2 and 3 until someone joins. So we've got someone on my island. Okay, so we'll go on to this guy. So when it comes to pets, if it's below level 100, you treat it as a level 1. So because the pet has 2 candies applied to it, it makes it less desirable for people to buy on the auction house. So most of these have 1 sale a day, except from the helmet, which has 15. And also mention that you're going to check auction house, just so they know you're not just standing around doing nothing. So make sure to double check. It's the exact same thing. Then I'll give him the 25 mil for it. So as you can see from my first lowball, I bought a superior dragon helmet for 25 million coins. And for this example part of the video, I'll be listing the amount which I paid for it and the amount which I sold to calculate the profits I made. So I'm going to put this up on the auction house and move on to the next lowballs. So I'm going to be basing my main prices off this, which is basically the same, just Legion 3, but no recon. I'm probably going to put this up for around 35 million to 36 million. So when you're putting an item up, you want to make sure you put it up for at least 2 days. Then put in your price. So I'm going to put it up for 36.5 mil. Then it should be fine. But I'm going to do roughly like 2 or 3 more lowballs just to get a good example of how to do it. So this person's trying to sell me werewolf set. As you can see, it only has 1 sale per day. So I'm going to skip out on this. So a very important part of lowballing is checking the amount of that item that is sold per day. Even though you can buy something with low sales, like 1 sale, 2 sales per day, you might be paying a lot in auction fees after you have to take it down and put it back up. So I would aim to have something roughly 5 to 6 sales per day, just to make it a bit quicker, because you don't want your coins sitting around in the auction house forever. So this guy actually might be trying to scam me. I'm not entirely sure. So mythic, I'll put in my 40 mil. Then I'm just going to keep my eye on this the entire time. Total item value, 53 mil. He wants 40.5. I'm going to wait for him to put in the pet first. Yeah, look. Literally an example of what I was doing earlier. So double check if any changes. So he is actually going through with this deal. Never thought I would have a Juju again, but I guess I do now. So when I put it up for 42, we're paying 800k. So this is roughly 3 mil profit, I would say. And just because I want a bit of money left to 10 star my gear, I'm going to do 1 more lowball and see how much I'm going to make. This is the best part of lowballing. End my lowballing there because honestly my brain is just fried right now with this game, mainly because I just got diamond livid heads, so I played this game a little bit too much. And I'm sure I'm going to have some people out there in the comments saying, oh, the lowballs that you did weren't that great. And yes, I could have been a lot harsher with my lowballs, but I wanted to be a bit fair. But with the 2 lowballs which I did do, I'll list up on the screen how much I actually paid and how much I made. Quick update because one of the auctions sold. So as you can see, this one sold for 42 million, so that lowball worked. This is still pending, but I'm sure it will sell soon. And if you really think about it, I was only lowballing with 300 mil purse, and excluding the time of me hub swapping and very half-assedly posting messages in chat, you can make roughly like 100 mil an hour off this, maybe even more. But do remember, you won't get this money instantly because you have to wait for it to sell on the auction house. And please don't be one of those people in hub promoting their auction house. Nobody cares and nobody's going to buy it. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. So make sure to like, subscribe and join the Discord server for further updates. The last 2 videos did really well and we're building ourselves a little community over here, so make sure to join. But anyways, I'll see you next time.